critics will often suggest that Jesus was only a man, and that this high Christological view, or this view that Jesus was divine, was a later development. Oftentimes, critics of Christianity will ask us to show them places where Jesus claims to be divine, and also demand that we don't use John's Gospel because it came much later and it was too theologically motivated. Specifically, challenging us to show where Jesus' divinity can be found in Mark's Gospel, presumably because it came first. In this video, we are going to assess one of the forgotten claims of Jesus' divinity in Mark's Gospel: Jesus' title as the Cloud Rider. The first thing we need to know about is the ancient Near Eastern context regarding this Cloud Rider title. As we know, Israel was supposed to be a monotheistic community. Their devotion was directed towards Yahweh only. And as all of us know, they didn't always follow the rules. In the Ugaritic texts, the god Baal is called the one who rides the clouds, and this became a title for Baal. Baal was one of the main gods that Israel partook in idolatry with. And here is where things get interesting. The writers of the Old Testament had a way of polemically taking things attributed to false gods and assigning them to Yahweh. The same can be seen with Baal and his title of the Cloud Rider. For example, Deuteronomy 33:26, "There is no one like God, O Jeshurun, who rides through the heavens to your help, and with his majesty through the skies." Psalm 68:32-33, "O kingdoms of the earth, sing to God, sing praise to the Lord, Selah, to the one who rides in the highest heavens of old. See, he gives forth his voice, mighty voice." Psalm 104:1-4, "Bless Yahweh, O my soul, O Yahweh my God, you are very great. You clothe yourself with splendor and majesty. You who cover yourself with light as a garment, who stretch out the heavens like a tent curtain, the one who sets beams in the waters for his upper chambers, who makes clouds his chariot, who rides on the wings of the wind." Isaiah 19:1, "An oracle of Egypt. Look, Yahweh is riding on a swift cloud and is coming to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt will tremble in front of him, and the heart of Egypt melts in his inner parts." As stated earlier, these literary and polemical tactics made a statement in the ancient world. The biblical writers are in effect saying that Yahweh is the one true God by replacing Yahweh as the Cloud Rider over Baal. Yahweh is the one riding through the heavens and governing the world. There is one exception to the pattern, and that is in Daniel 7:13, which reads, "I saw in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, there came one like a son of man, and he came to the Ancient of Days and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom one that shall not be destroyed." In this occasion, things are a little bit different. There is a second human figure that receives this Cloud Rider description, so the messianic Son of Man will be both human, hence the Son of Man, and God, from the Cloud Rider motif we see in this verse. With the backdrop of the Cloud Rider description and Daniel 7 in place, we can now see how Jesus identifies himself with Yahweh in a way that has been lost to our modern culture. Mark's Gospel includes the following in Mark 14:61-62. "Again the high priest asked him, 'Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed?' And Jesus said, 'I am. And you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming with the clouds of heaven.'" Unless it isn't obvious now, directly following Jesus' words we read, "The high priest tore his clothes. 'Why do we need any more witnesses?' he asked. 'You have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?' They all condemned him as worthy of death." Jesus' answer to Caiaphas was him quoting Daniel 7:13. Caiaphas, obviously knowing his Old Testament, knew that Jesus was claiming to be the Messiah, but that was not the blasphemy. His dramatic reaction was because Jesus was claiming to be both the Son of Man and the Cloud Rider. in effect, identifying himself as both the human Son of Man and Yahweh incarnate as the Cloud Rider. And while this may seem hidden and unclear to the modern mind, in the ancient world it was clear to Jesus' contemporaries that Jesus was in fact claiming to be God.